Greetings, back again with another big ass unboxing here. Yeah, this one again is from the good people at Record City. Yep, already. Um, dollars too good, bargains too great. Yeah, the things that have come up too lucrative. Had to have a go. This is a bundle again with my man Mr. D. To keep the costs down. Yep, it's a big Bertha, alright. You know the deals. Let's crack on in. Okay, we'll have a sneaky peek just to see the packaging. Pretty sure we're not going to get spoilers here. Nope. So, yeah, this is a big one, and I'm just going to have a quick. Yeah, no, it'll be right. We've got a paper on top, and then yeah, we've got it concealed here. So once again, because this box is too big to sit on there, I'm gonna have to shift it down the floor and go from there. Alrighty, so just before I start pulling the records out of the box, I just want to say straight up that the post for the cost for post for each item LP was $3.18 this time. So yeah, when I do the calculations, it'll be plus $3.18 for each single LP. All right, let's start up with the first one out of this box. Yeah, look, this one I don't know too much about, to be honest. It was very inexpensive. It seems like it's in great condition, and it's from an awesome drummer who did a lot of fantastic, underrated work in the 60s and 70s, oh, even through the 80s, but you know, mostly known for 60s, 70s. It is a solo album of his, and I was really curious about the, to be honest, the actual cover. I thought the cover looked really cool. And I don't always buy stuff because of the cover, but hey, it was so inexpensive. Plus, the drummer is awesome. And I thought I'll find out. And that is, it's hard to see there, but that's his Styx Hooper from the, well, at the time it was in the Crusaders, and, you know, known as the Jazz Crusaders in the 60s. Yeah, and this is called, what, The World Within or something? It's hard to see. Yeah, well, that's why it's got a world there. But you can see here we've got this die cut Earth, which is super cool. I just went, wow. Now, I haven't streamed this music, so I'm not sure what I'm in for here, which is okay by me because I'll find out. It's got this sort of is that Obi 2? That's like a separate one. Yeah, so it's got this, I'll pull it out soon here, but you can see there, yeah, we've got this die cut gatefold. That's just super cool. Worth the price alone, to be honest. On MCA here with, yeah, a Japanese, so it's Japanese press because it's got the Japanese insert here. And I'm just going to, yeah, take this out. Because I think this was in really, really good condition, eh? Now, I don't know if that is a reflection of it's not a great record. It's probably just not desirable or something. Look at that, schmickety schmick. Look at that. That is like minty. Minty garden fresh there. Yeah, so let's have a look. We've got an inner here with something I'll never be able to read, but hey, it's still super cool. Oh, but it does have a diagram of his drum kit. Hardcore. It's a drummer's album, I tell you. Yeah, that's freaky dicky. And if you didn't get it, he was a drummer. But that's nice. It's yeah, continuing the circular theme there on the back, which is cool. Mr. Stick's looking pretty smooth for late 70s staying here. I forget which year. It's about 78 or something like that. Oh, there we go. I think that says 79 down there. Well, trust me. Anyway, I'm going to pull this one out anyway because we've got to see that cool insert. Sorry, not insert. Cool die cut gatefold as such. Oh, good. I was just trying to test. I had a feeling that those obies would be on the first piece. But yeah, look at that. I mean, that's pretty special, you know. And then for 79, I mean, I don't know how much of that stuff they're doing by 79, really. Kind of novelty stuff. Yeah, very glitzy looking, and a lot of purple that, dare I say, even Prince would have been jealous of here. Yeah, so we've got a nice the obi there with a bit of advertising of other Crusaders fare there from the 70s, and again a batch of absolutely underrated LPs in my humble opinion. And I'm sure there's some Crusaders and awesome people on here. And there you go, bam, Joe Sample. Oh, Alfonso Johnson on our bass. It's coming into prominence around that second half of the 70s. Oh, what? Mr. Hutchison. Bobby Hutchison's there. Paulino da Costa will be on, yeah, some percussion here. Oh, guitars. We've got Dean Parks. Wow, okay. And Bautista, Roland Bautista as well. Yeah, so looking down, that's pretty damn cool. I mean, they don't have the other, well, by then there wasn't really another half of the Crusaders. There was only 3 by then. So 2 out of 3 ain't bad. But just mixing up so it's not just a Crusaders album, I suppose. Yeah, if they had all 3 on, it would just be a Crusaders album, really, wouldn't it? But anyway, so yeah, look, this is very much a curiosity. But that's just super cool. Come on, I don't care if it's late 70s. That's just super cool. Yeah, with the little inset of a line of photos to show off the percussion. Yeah, and yeah, so and that is looking in absolute super schmick condition. And then price, I hear you say, well, why would you buy this album well within from Stick Super from 79? Yeah, it's got a cool cover, but hey, why would you buy that? Well, it was $6.10 Australian. $6.10 Australian. Then you add the $3.18. So we're not even hitting the $10 mark. We're hitting the 9 something. So, you know, I'm okay with that because I really dig the Crusaders and Jazz Crusaders and Sticks Hooper's Sticks work. You know, it's super clean. Yeah, super minty fresh. And yeah, digging it. And the Japanese thing. It's also got the obi in that. You know, super cool for under $10. I think. Anyway, next up in the magic box. Okay, so this one is not for me. It's Mr. Danny on the hip hop trip, and yeah, I can't really. Again, Mr. Newbie here, late newbie of hip hop, is saying I can't tell you much about this. Except I believe it was very inexpensive. Sort of, it's considered as like a compilation, I suppose. And I think it's on like the late 90s, from memory. And yeah, very inexpensive hip hop here. But I'm sure it's up to par. And that is a compilation here called Return of the DJs Volume 2. But it's got, what's that? Is it Bomb Presents? I think it says, sorry. It's hard to see under that thing. Oh, there we go. Bomb. Oops. There you go. Bomb. Yeah, so I believe this is also 2LP, I think. Pretty sure I remember that. Pretty kooky cover. Yeah. Very awesome condition so far. From what I'm seeing, looks really nice because it's still in the original Shrinky Dinky. So, yeah, very nice there. And yeah, well, that's definitely got to be a 2LP there, faux show. Now, I did spot, it's probably a bit harder to read there, but I just spotted some, oh, that's saying volume 1. Okay, that's who's on volume 1 there. My bad. Because I saw a couple of familiar names there. So, we will need to go back up here. I'm just trying to see under. Oh, DJ, Jimmy G. Anyway, so yeah, I think it's like 90, like 97 or somewhere around there, 8. Oh, there you go. This compilation, Bomb Hip Hop Records. So I've never heard of Bomb Hip Hop Records. 1997. Yeah. Not a gatefold, but hey, it's for DJs. They don't have time for gatefolds. I'm gonna keep pulling records out. No, they don't want to be folding bits back. I don't know. No, price you askage. Yeah, this was for 2LP. It was only $13.28 Australian for the 2LPs, and then bung on double the post of $3.80, so you know, $6.36 or something. All up, that's some staggering value there for 2LPs. You know, you're hitting around around the $20 or something. Yep. All up, all in. It's even got the original price tag in it. Which you did better. Damn. All right. So yeah, pretty hefty thing too. Yeah, pretty solid because there are 2LPs in there. All righty, moving along. Yeah, the next one. This has been low on my list for a while, but again, this is just sort of that's for collecting's sake. I suppose in a way it is. But this is a sort of I want to say like a offshoot of Cincinnati, Ohio act, or I don't want to say conglomeration, but almost. From the 80s. Now, again, I'm not usually up on my 80s electro things, you know. This is sort of electro come soul, I think, because this was a guy who was a singer, and he's with another act that were quite big, particularly in the early 80s. From Cincinnati, Ohio. I believe it was Cincinnati. And this is a solo effort by this guy, but I'm pretty sure he's had lots of support from the other infamous people of this group. And that is, I'm ready for it? Yes, it is a Dick Smith. Now, not like our Australian. I just slide this to the side here so I can have, I know I'm going to do it. I'll put a pop-up photo there of our famous Australian entrepreneur, Dick Smith. But, yes, with the very suggestive title and play on his name, Initial Thrust. I do like the photo, though. I like the concept of this photo. Nice and simple. But I like, you know, how they've used this sort of fabric and stuff in the curtain. I do like it. It's quite effective. This sort of portrait cover. Simple in that. I do. It's cool. The title, well, you know, it's a play on well, you know, what he's playing with. Yeah, so before I go, I will remember the, I'll go for the price first, because, yeah, that's probably, before I forget, very inexpensive here, at $11.48 Australian, plus 318 post, so we're hitting about around the 15, maybe a bit under or up. So, yeah, now it is a bit later in the piece, in terms of year. Have a look sticky there. It does have a little cutout notch, but it is actually still in the shrinky dinky. Now, I'm not sure if this was a reissue or not. I know these things have been reissued, but I'm pretty sure this one, it might not be a reissue. It was just very, like, minty, or near mint, I'm pretty sure. Except for that little cutout notch, because it's still in the Shrinko Dink. Yeah, we're on WB and the Warner Brothers. Yeah, you can see they're produced by the Troutmans. Or a Troutman, is it? Or the Troutmans? Let's see, Roger, yeah. Oh, there we go. And co-produced was Zap. So Roger Troutman was Zap, and not Billy Beck, who was kicking around a lot in the 80s after his successful run with the Ohio Players. He's a great keyboardist. Yeah, so that's cool too, because he's good value. Mr. Billy Beck. I'm sure he's probably played on this then. Now, we've got some... This is interesting, though, I think, in a way. Hopefully. It's got a lot of covers, which is quite interesting because of the time this was done. In about, what, 84, 85? I'll double check in a minute. But yeah, like Tobacco Road and Sunny and Long and Winding Road. So the whole first side is covers, but just this is done in the 80s. So there will be some electro happening on here, especially with Troutman and Zap. We also got By the Time I Get to Phoenix down the bottom there. Jim Weber. And then we've got two Roger and Larry Troutman OGs here. Just to mix up, which is good to know that there's going to be something not just as covers on here. So that will be interesting to see what they're doing. If we come, I'll dial on here. I'll just check the... See, it's got all the thank you. Let's try to do the whole year thing. Oh, there we go, 983. Prime Zap sort of time, pretty much. If you scroll up here, I mean, you're just seeing the word Troutman, not the surname Troutman Brothers everywhere on here. Yes. Larry, Roger, Lester, Zap. Okay, yeah. So they're all over this. But I did see some other awesome names in here, which is worthy of mentioning here. So, mentioned Billy Beck before from Ohio Players. And look, we've got Sugarfoot on guitar as well as Roger. Yep, bass is Zap. And then, look at that. Bernie Worrell as well. Hell yeah. That's really cool. I didn't know that. Keyboards, yeah, Billy Beck. There's Billy. Look, Maceo, What Goes On, Maceo Parker. Very nice. Now, we've also got Clarence Satchwell from Ohio Players. Mentioned a couple of times with some solos. There we got, Malia Franklin on backing vocals, and Sugarfoot again. Look at this. And Bobby Glover, who was another singer for Zap and had his own solo album that I showed on a previous video, because I bought that one too not long ago. There we go. Look too. Look, Ray Davis, Parliament Funkadelic OG. Damn, with a low voice. Low, oily voice, awesome voice. Yeah, so Greg Jackson, I'm pretty sure, was with P-Funk at the time. I'm pretty sure. Anyway, lots and lots of good peoples on here. Yeah, so super cool. Just don't know how it will go with the I think it's, yeah, sort of got the soul touch, this one. All right, we'll move on. I feel like I'm raving on about Dick. um, next, okay, this one is not for me. This is for Mr. D. Some more hip hop to be. And yeah, I know this guy has a strong link to a very awesome act and very well known. And I believe this was very inexpensive. Well, now I don't know why, because when I saw what Danny wanted to order here, I was like, really? That price for this guy? What's wrong here? Oh, I'm sure it's not wrong. And that is DJ Hurricane. Don't sleep. Well, that's not very good health advice, firstly, but hey, I get what he's trying to say. Yeah. Ooh, it's got the naughty sticker. Smacks all around. But yeah, I think this is this 90s or very early 2000s or something like that. I'm not sure off the top of my head because I'd never seen it before, but yeah, I was very surprised when I saw the price. Hold on to your turntable decks because, yeah, this was only, and I'm pretty sure it was in really good condition. This is only $8.79 Australian. Say what? $8.79 plus the $3.18. You know, 11 to $12, all up, all in. Like Flint. So, and look, this is like schmickety schmick. Like this is like looks new. Dead set. That looks new to me. I don't know what the back is like. Oh, the back is schmick. They've left the LP inside this time for some reason. But that, honestly, that looks like spanking anew. Wow. Okay. Yeah, and look, oh, so there's this 2LP as well. What? 2LP? No, it must be hardcore. Holy crap. Okay, well then add another $3 for post, but hey, I'm sure no one would be upset with that. Now I'm trying to find the year. I'll be sneaking around here. I probably just missed it. Oh no, there, 2000, yeah. Smack dang on the turn of the millennium here. Wow. So, DJ Hurricane of Beastie Boys fame. Wow. That is really interesting. I tell you, that's a beef. But honestly, that is so minty fresh. It's not funny. Yeah. Well, all right. So what are we hitting up about the $15 somewhere around there? You know, $15 all up. Something looks brand new for 2LP. I'm guessing. Well, not guessing. I'm led to believe, I should say. Oh, wow. Okay, next one up. This one is another Danny hip hop extravaganza. I'm not sure this one's 2LP, although it feels pretty hefty as well. I know he got a couple, got his money's worth there. Yeah, again, this one I can tell you less about. I don't know anything about, and I'll probably even pronounce this one incorrectly. But interesting cover. That is, I'm going to say Tajai, with his take on G.I. Joe. G.I. Jai. Tajai. Anyway, there is the, if you look over here, we can see power movement. Yes. That he is yelling, power movement. Well, that's what I'm hearing. All right. Yeah, I'm just going to check the price status on this first. Because, again, this was a very inexpensive. Well, a little bit more than the others, but still. It's like $14.17 Australian. Post will depend on if it's a 2LP or not. I'm not sure if this one is. Let's have a squiz. Feels fairly, I don't know, maybe that's just because that's quite wide. It's got quite wide seam there. So we'll see on the back of it, it gives, oh yeah, there we go. Because it is saying there, ABCD. So yeah, that's why it's got the wider sleeve there. Yeah. Okay, now let's try to find the year, because I've got a feeling this is going to have to be at least late 90s, maybe early 2000s. It's saying 96, but I don't know if that means the year. Let's have a look, see. Oh, over here, right? Oh, okay, 2004, it was kind of hiding. Yeah, earliest 2000s, yeah. So, 4 sides, fair crack of tracks there, hey. Again, this thing looks in really nice condition indeed. I don't think this one's in shrinking, no, but still, again, like, super slick, super schmick. Affair. But apart from that, can't tell you much more. So that's under 20, 17, 18 bucks, somewhere around there. Bargain. So to get some, and that looks, yeah, really nice, Nick. So to get some nice hip hop under 20 again, wow, kudos. Well played to you, sir. All right, next up, this one is for me, and I could tell you a bit about this one. I've got a few from this artist. Look, this is probably not the most desirable for me. This is lower on my list, and I did have to sort of restream it. Well, not have to, but I chose to restream it before I bought it, just to see. I had to check on something particularly about this artist, particularly because this is coming from later in his run in the late 70s. I think about 1978. But I did stream it and was pleasantly surprised. Maybe except for one track, but anyway. And that is Al Green with Truth in Time. Now, this is not one of his better known Al Green LPs or lauded ones, because those are usually the early 70s to sort of probably to mid output he had on High Records. Whereas this one, less so. But once I streamed it, I kind of went, okay, it's still value in here. I would say, except for, I wasn't a fan of the first song, and that almost threw me. But being the big boy I was, put on the big boy pants, I got past the first song, and then I went, oh, okay, well, the rest of the album, why would you put that as the first song? Because as you can see here, like, he's starting to look a bit more holy and Reverend-esque, I suppose, and gospel-esque, and with the title like Truth in Time, because we know around this time he was starting to go more gospel. And I was just worried this was one of those where he went fully gospel, because no offense, but I don't want that. I don't want his soul. This has got a bit. It's got a bit of that, and it's kind of like, I think it's maybe the last one before he completely, he turned his back on the masses and the fame and commerciality. How dare he? Anyway, so let's have a look. You can see it's on High Records with a different logo there. It's pretty damn schmickety schmick to boot. Again, maybe because it's one of his lesser loved LPs. It just needs a little bit of a clean in there, but that's just paper and stuff. So this looks schmickety schmick, which is nice. I'm pretty sure 1978. I might just take this out because the shine is too much on this very dark back cover here. So I just want to make it a bit easier. Yeah, you can see there's a little bit of something. I don't know if that's wear or something. I don't know what that is. Yeah, but I don't know. I reckon that was from Shrinky. Look, what do you reckon? So I can see a line there. So I reckon that was from leaving the shrink on too long, and it's left this weird residue. That's my guess. Yeah, it's a little bit down here. Anyway, I mean, it's still really nice, like as if they had only just taken out the shrink after many years and left it maybe in there too long, maybe in light, I don't know. But anyway, um, without the light shining on it, it actually looks better. Um, Anywho, so we'll have a look here. We've got the tracks here. Yeah, Blow Me Down, yeah, and just no, yeah, Blow Me Down is like you almost blew me out of wanting to even listen to it. But yeah, there's some nice other stuff. There is a couple of things that are a little bit more, yeah, like you can see down here. Look, things like A King of All, Say a Little Prayer. That's getting more hinting at his future gospel. Leanings, or definitely, totally, completely lent on it, fell into it, and abandoned secular. So yeah, but there's some really nice, yeah, there are some really cool sort of more classic, Al Green-esque, High Records-esque songs here, and you can see it's still on High, but this is when he, I'm not sure how many he took over by now, but where he was just doing the production completely away from what's his name, Willie. In 1978. There we go. 1978 on High. So yeah, it's a legit thing, but I'm pretty sure this is the last one. I might be wrong. There may be one other one, but somewhere in my brain is telling me this was his last second. Oh, so what? Okay. I did not remember that. I did not realize, because this cupboard is later, so it's a bit like later. Okay, I just got to glue that. That's not a tear. That's just a glue job. Okay. We have a gatefold. I didn't even know. Praise be, it's an Easter miracle. Almost Easter. Yeah. So let's flip that so we can appreciate that somehow. Let me just put it down there. Maybe that might work better. Yeah. There we go. He's still showing his whole body. Wow, that says the whole inner. Hardcore. And well, there's some. Oh, it's easier to read in the camera. Out of the camera, that's harder to read, isn't it? This is a bit glossy. Okay, so we've got some liners there, which is nice to know. We can see who played on and all that sort of stuff, which I like. Bit of a spiel. Yeah, so truth and time. Now, let's reveal the truth about the price. Yeah, pretty inexpensive at $13.28 Australian. Plus the post, so we're talking $16 something. Yeah, testify. That's a great price. So yeah, I'm happy to pay that for a lesser known Al Green, but it is a bona fide. Even if they tried to shoot him and missed. Yeah. All right, putting Mr. Green aside. All right, well, now the next one. This is probably, well, I don't even think probably, I'd say would be the most expensive in here, or near. I recently did get this on CD. I know, got on CD now. I'm getting on vinyl, but hey, CD was inexpensive. It was a placeholder as such, convenience. And yeah, this is not this band's most celebrated album by any means, but it plugs up a gap in my collection and a run of theirs, because it was on Spesh. It was on Spesh, and I thought, okay, that's the time to do it when I'm bundling Tribe Called Quest, The Love Movement. They're at the time final LP. Yeah, before the one they did a couple of years ago in the reunion sort of mode. Yeah, but late 80s, 90s, what is this, 98, I think? 3LP. That's the kicker. Now, being 3LP, it makes it more expensive, A, more expensive, and B, more expensive to post. But they had a sale on this, and they said there was a little bit of sort of damage or wear or something. And I was like, I can wear that myself for the price. Because even looking at this, it's fairly schmickety-schmick anyway. I think there's a little bit of aging even for this. This makes me sad, but we've got aging on covers from the 90s. That just makes me feel old if the covers are aging. It's like, what? No, only covers from the 60s and 70s age. Gosh damn it. However, before I crack into this, I'm going to talk about the price and then, we'll do some explorations. Yeah, look, it still was an investment, to be honest, to be fair, but less than I've seen other places. So that's a bonus. All right, for this 3LP Australian, 57.27. Let that sink in for a second. 3 LPs, 57.27. Now, that is then 3 lots of post. So we're still under the $10 for the post. $9 and let's say $9.50, somewhere around there. Okay, as the kids on the street would say. All right. So you add that to the 57.27. Okay, we're hitting the 56.57 mark. 60. Sorry, I should say 66, 67 mark Australian. But still, so you can see that posted to your door. And in this condition, hey, I'm good with that because I have not seen it any cheaper. Well, I might have once, but it wasn't. The cover apparently was all ripped and, soiled. As they write on Record C. Let's turn around before I crack this baby open. Thing is, it's a limited edition triple vault. Well, I don't think that was very limited. I think they did that a lot even afterwards when they reissued this. With some rare and unreleased bonus tracks on here as well. So some different mixes of some Low End Theory stuff and Midnight Marauders with Oh My God. But we've also got Hot Sex, which I think was a movie film track. It might be an Eddie Murphy movie or something. So that's, you can see here with this wheel, it's telling you which side and which songs. Find the Way, I think, was maybe one of the better known songs on this, or singles or something. I'm pretty sure. I'm going to come around. Yeah. Buster's Lament, Hot for You. Sorry. I don't know how that's working for you. Oh, especially when I'm walking up. Okay. Anyway. That's pretty cool there. So we're getting the that's side 1 and side 2. But then we got the other LPs. Although it's saying side 1. Oh, okay, side 1. I mean, I think they mean record 1A. So that must be the 2 LP thing. Side just is a little bit ambiguous. So that must be, record 2. All right, and then that would be the third one. Yep. Okay, we'll have a look down here. Bam, there it is, 1998. This one says manufactured in USA. Damn. So, USA pressing. I did not remember that. Probably, noticed at the time I bought it, but I didn't remember it. Too much to remember. Yeah, there we go. The in that their collective group producing that. But yeah, it was a sad thing too, because this was at the time like the final from Tribe. I don't want to say the demise, because that just sounds wrong, but yeah, they're splitting up. I'm going to crack this baby out of here. Alright. Strategically with my knees as hands. Alright, let's have a kooky look. I'm just a bit worried, it's going to... Oh yeah, that's a... Okay, there's an LP there. Shh, quietly. Sneak up on it quietly. Alright. A little bit of wear, but I like the silver matching motif here. Okay. Well, this is cool. And yeah, that'll be in here like a uni pack sort of thing. All the islands. I won't pull it out. Oh yeah, maybe it's that side too. So I won't pull that out. But that's nice here where they give a bit more info about the bonus tracks on the third LP. Tiny bit of wear there. Tiny bit. Looks like it got stuck. Like sticky wear. Probably from the silver stuff. But yeah, look. I know it's a late 90s thing, but it is Tribe. It's Tribe. So really happy to get that and complete the collection of their studio LPs. Definitely. Alrighty, moving on. Going back in time. This one is some old school 50s jazz. And I bought it because it's, yeah, it was inexpensive, and it was about time I got an album proper by this very well-known bass player. This does have a link to the previous video I just put up from some reissues I got from iMusic. But it's quite a well-known one. I really like the cover of this old school one. It's out on Atlantic. But I think this comes from like about 1956, somewhere around there. I'm going to have to do my double checking. But that is it's Charlie Mingus. Well, it's called the Charlie Mingus Jazz Workshop. So it is technically Mingus, but that was the title at the time. Was the Charlie Mingus Jazz Workshop for this complete. And this is Pithecanthropus erectus. Pithecanthropus erectus. Yes, you heard me the first time better than I said it the second time. But that's a cool cover back then. I mean, it's got that old school sort of 50s vibe to it in the illustration. But I still dig it. It's very effective, especially one from the 50s. Yeah, so first I got we'll say it's a Mingus LP as such, on his, well, not in his own, but as him on the top of the billing as such. This is a reissue. Let's not beat around the bush about that. On Atlantic, bam, love that Atlantic logo, hey, and label, sorry, it's super cool. Let's have a look inside. That's some nice bit of, not 180 gram, but it's pretty hefty. It's not flippy flopping around. Yeah, schmicky schmick, oh so quick. Damn, that's some good stuff there. We've got the obligatory, well, mostly obligatory Japanese insert notes. Two-sided too. When I learn Japanese, I'll enjoy that. And yeah, the back. Now the back's got a little bit of aging here, but it actually makes it look older. Maybe I'm gonna have to see, but I'm pretty sure this is a later issue. But I like the fact that they've kept the look of it, if it is. You only got the 4 songs here. So, stretched out. Well, indeed, for the first one there. Although the second song is the same, 1 minute 53. Interesting. We go 307, then another stretched out love chant. Who we got on there? We've got Jackie McLean. Max Waldron there. Okay, there we go. Willie Jones on drums. I'm not sure about Willie Jones. It's not Philly Willie. No, I don't think it's Philly Jones. Yeah. Early-ish Atlantic, 1237 there. Yeah, so look, I thought I'd give this a crack because the price is very nice. Yeah, but I purposely didn't stream this one because I wanted to experience it fresh as such from the vinyl. And price-wise, this one, Mingus Pithecanthropus erectus, which I believe, by the way, was like an early term for like Homo erectus or whatever. It's a fun fact. This, yeah, $13.28, and then plus the post. So, 16 bit, then some bits. So I thought that was a very inexpensive way to get into some Mingus and see if I like and see what all the, I don't want to say hype, but the praise is about. See if it's one of those just contextual things, like he was innovative at the time and maybe now it sounds dated. I'm not sure. I'm going to find out. Hopefully it's super cool. Hopefully, and especially when we got a song called Profile of Jackie, written by Mingus, but I'd say it's Profile Jackie McLean. Jackie. So that's pretty cool. Yeah. I'm just going to show that cover again because that's looking very vivid. Damn, I like that because I love orange too anyway. Look at that. Anyway, blah, 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 blah. Moving right along. Next one, Noir for me. Okay. I think this might be the last of the hip-hop in the bundle for Mr. D. Yeah, and I'm not sure if this is a 2LP. I think he had ordered one that wasn't. Again, I can't really tell you much about this. I think it's probably early 2000s again, maybe late 90s sort of affair. And yeah, I think this is a various artists as well, like maybe a compilation, and that is Ego Trips, The Big Playback. The soundtrack to Ego Trips, a book of rap lists. Thank you for the play on words with the big playback. Very nice. Cool cover. I like that. Sort of almost montagey sort of look there. We're looking at inexpensive here. We're looking at $8.79. Damn. Same as DJ Hurricane. Damn. Yeah, I just don't know if this one's 2LP. This may be one. We'll find out. But again, this is some inexpensive stuff, and the condition looks really nice here. Sorry, this is already a little bit torn, but that looks super cool. I like the matte finish. It's very nice. It suits it, I believe. So that's cool. Here we go. Oh, I'm seeing a bit of Reagan. Now, if I just flip the disc here, got the tracks, and yeah, you can see here we've got some different artists. Yeah, as a compilation, I'm seeing Marley Marl, I'm seeing MC Shan, so that's a news that Grandmaster Kaz looks familiar. Kaz, sorry, but I'm not too sure about the others, to be honest. Oh wait, hang on, it is a 2LP. Say what? D2, yeah. There you go. The the wider spine here, or whatever, the girth. Wider girth. Should have given that away. Oh, okay. Yeah. Don't know what's in there. There's some goodness in there. Yeah, so again, inexpensive hip hop don't stop. Sure, that's very cool. So good score. Next up, this one's from moi, and this was again another sort of centerpiece. I paid a bit more for this one than some of the other cheaper ones, because that's the way to get this. It is a reissue of a super cool artist from a great time on a great label, which you'll know. And I've been getting a lot of this brothers stuff lately, the last year or so, a couple of years. And that is Brother Jack McDuff, Down Home Style. I like it, and it's making me a little bit hungry too. Now, this one is late 60s. I think it's like 69, maybe. Don't know if it quite hit 70. 68 or 69, we'll see in a minute. But, yes, Mr. Brother Jack McDuff cranking on the organ keys, if you please. And for those of you with good eyesight, might have seen a BST number and a very familiar logo there of Blue Note. Damn, so this is Jack McDuff doing a Blue Note thing. Hell yeah. And yeah, this is, let's go around, have a look. But yeah, this is a reish. Was that a gatefold? I forgot it was in gatefold. Damn, we got some explorings to do. Yeah, this is a reish. In really good condition here. Now let's take this baby out carefully ish. Okay. I want to be careful. I paid a bit more for this one. I didn't look into the price. Yeah, you look at that. Schmickety schmick. Bit of paper or something there, but they. Damn. You could do your hair looking in that. Oh, yeah, anyway. So, recorded in Memphis, by the way. Which is super groovy for the time. Tracks here, bam. Let's have a look at this. The vibrator? I don't know. That's the vibrate. Okay. Yeah. Down Home Style, Memphis in June. Well, it is recorded in Memphis. We got the theme from Electric Surfboard is there. I thought that was an Eddie Harris. Anyway, I might be wrong. It's all a joke. Butter yo popcorn. So it's not butter yo popcorn like Hank Ballard, is it? I think it's a different song there. Groovin' and As She Walked Away. All right. So before I crack, I'll remember to talk about the pricings for this one, and yeah, a bit more for this. But not bad because it's in really great condition here as even as a reissue. $35.70. So, you know, 39 in there, I don't know. Almost under 40. And I'm okay with that. Now let's do the Kraken open here. And I've gotten pretty stealthy at doing that with my knees now with these covers that are open. So there we go, nice and vivid there. Just a little bit of a dingy corner. Oh, not dingy, yeah. That's why it's a bit crunkled corner. Crunkled is the correct terminology. There we go. Let's have a look. Down Home Style. So, okay, this is where we get the nice spread, literally and well, not figuratively, but both terms of spread here. Yeah. Have me some cornbread. All right. Inside. Okay, yeah. And this is where you can tell it's mostly where it's a reissue because the glossiness of this, you know, originally this, I guarantee, was not on that gloss. Yeah, a little bit of ding up there, but that's okay. Not too heinous at all. Lovely. Inner spread here. And sorry about the glare. The glare from up there. Yeah, I'll just hold it up a bit high there. Yeah, that's great. I like that. And yeah, we've got Spiels over here. And let's go for the year. Is that the year there? I can't see the year. Might have been on the back. Just trying to see where there's other artists who else played on this. I cannot see, which is quite interesting and a little bit odd for the time. It usually would. So that's not saying the year. Let's have a look on here. Layout. No year again. I like the reproduction layers. That's nice. Looks the part. But yeah. Anyway. I'm sure this will be cracking. This is just before the LP. Was it Moon Wrapping? I think 1970. This is a great album too. So yeah, really happy to get that. And okay, next up. Now, this is going to seem odd if you've been watching the other vids and got a good memory, because you'll say, what, didn't you just buy a copy of this? And I'll say, yeah, I did. Now, there was an issue. I bought a copy of this. It's a brand new reissue, sealed, sealed. When I opened and went to play it, it was heavily warped. Now, that's not Record City's fault by any means. They will never be able to know that. I let them know, and I even just recorded a bit of a video of it on my turntable. I was just bouncing my needle around. Yeah, they were really good. I went, yeah, no, that's not cool. And they gave me back my money. They refunded me the money, which is fantastic. So I went, well, I'm buying another copy then with it. So I just reinvested it back in. And I let them know that too. I said, oh, thanks for that. I'm actually going to give you back that money as such. I'm going to reinvest it back to them. And that is the High Don Walker Complete Expressions LP again, as it's still sealed. Now, chances is, because of the seal again, it could be buckled again. Maybe the way it's been housed or whatever. I don't know. Could have been a one-off. It could be a flaw. It was a nice piece, heavy piece of vinyl, by the way. Don't get me wrong. Hey, that was the unusual thing where people say, "Oh, 180 grams." No, this is still susceptible. It was a heavy piece of vinyl, and there was a heavy wall, and so much so that it was jumping the needle around completely. Like, couldn't play it. Whereas I got a warp one the other day. I opened. It was a brand new reissue, and that was the whole darn family. I unboxed on a previous video, and that still played. Like, it was okay. It was, yeah, there's a bump in it, but not like the vinyl, but it wasn't jumping that around. So look, I'm not going to bang on about this one because I've already talked about this one in the previous vid. Just to remind, the price here was $20.45 plus the post. So, but as I said, it wasn't because wasn't because I already paid for this, and then I basically put the money back in. So look, I'm really hankering to open it up and see, yeah, if there's an issue with that or not. Okay, so I'm going to film this for the first time in real time. I've just set the needle up ready. Just got rid of a little bit of the dust, but I actually haven't played it for real. So it's going to hold, sorry, see if we can see. Oh, and we should be all right, I think. little bit of wobble, but that's about it. It should be fine now. Ah, what a bloody relief. Yay, I've got a working copy now from the start of that, hearing that. So, yeah, can't wait to listen to the rest of that. Super cool. Look, I'd say I'm very grateful to Record City for just, refunding that other defective one. Yeah, that was really good of them. So now I have a nice copy of that Don Walker LP, and time to move on. Okay, the next one I'm actually buying as a replacement for a copy of this I already have. Now, by replacement, I mean I have a later pressing of this in a different cover, and I for some time wanted to get the original cover and in gatefold, because the other one is not in gatefold. But nevertheless, it's a cracking album on CTI, and that is George Benson with Beyond the Blue Horizon. And yeah, this is an early CTI LP. I think this is a later Japanese press from about 76 maybe, or 7. The good thing is, though, they actually reissued it in the OG cover. Yeah, which I'll do a bit of a comparison of in a minute. But yeah, this is a stellar LP. And yeah. So yeah, even though it's the Japanese press, this one's in really, really good condition too. But my other one's in really good condition. It's just, as I said, it's a later press with the different cover. And this one's got the insert there with Mr. Benson looking fly, making sure he's holding up the walls of the chateau. No mansion, I know. Yeah, so that's cool. Spread of CTI Kudu Salvation LPs on the back. Lovely. Vinyl itself. Let's have a look. See. Schmickety schmick. Very much so. Awesome. Back cover. But yeah, even as a later reissue, this cardboard is really rock solid. Honestly, you know, it's a solid affair. None of your wimpy cardboard from the 80s. Now, yeah, that's great. So nice to have that. Personnel is awesome. With Ron Carter, Jack DeJohnette, Clarence Palmer I've not heard of, to be honest. I can't really, except for this album. But yeah, with Jack DeJohnette and Ron Carter, that's pretty damn cool right about there. And we've also got some percussionists as well. Yeah, you can see here 1971 affair, so early CTI, prime era stuff. And the good thing is we can see now, I can get the full spread here of the original or whatever pumping image, which is super cool. And yeah, you can just see they're made in Japan. Yeah, so compared to the other one. Now, it's not that I dislike the reissue cover and photo. It's cool too. I've always kind of liked that too. But I like to have the OG one as well. And this one's non-gatefold. I think the vinyl's very good condition. The cover here is not bad. It's got a bit of ring wear, but yeah, I think this is like maybe this is like, I don't think you see it, 1979, even later pressing. because obviously probably capitalizing on George Benson's increasing fame by that time. So yeah, but hey, that's all right by me. Got 2 copies of such now. Not sure what I'll do with the reissue one I've got. Probably keep it anyway. All right. Oh, price you say? Could I have something to look at while I get the pricing? It's pretty reasonable here. $11.48 Australian plus $3.18 post. So yeah, we're still under $15, and I'm pretty sure this was like a very good plus. I think at least on the vinyl, but it looks super cool. So I think the vinyl's even a slight upgrade as well. Okay, next up. This one's a bit left of center. But I've been collecting a bit of these guys' stuff just because, and if I can get it cheap, which is very hard to do, well, fairly inexpensive. So I did pay a bit for this one, but I thought it was a good, well, I don't really want to say investment as such, but in a way, it was a good buy. And this album, from my understanding, gets pretty good reviews, even though, I don't always just go from reviews. Coming from 1972, I think, 72, and that is Pink Floyd's Obscured by Clouds, the soundtrack to a movie I think it's called The Valley or something like that. Now you can see here we've got the original hype sticker, well, half of it, by Clouds from Ali K. Floyd is what it says. But I believe this is an original, I should say, a US pressing from 72. Now, I know it's not the UK pressing, but, I'm pretty sure original US pressing on Harvest, which I think at the time was in the US's via Capitol Records, even though they're still putting the Harvest logo. Very nice. Yeah, so I'll just have a crack in here and then we'll talk pricing, because I'm pretty sure this is in really nice nick as well. And look at that for nicker. So slick. Oh, so fresh and so clean. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, it looks in cracker condition. That is really nice there. Even the back, like the whole cover looks like a minty, because let's pull this out, because you saw the hype sticker. Yeah, because it's still in shrinking. Well, not for long. I know it's 1972. I don't care. I'm going to get rid of that shrink and see if I can at least salvage that much of the sticker that's left. But I don't need it in shrink. But, being that it isn't shrink like that, it's just like fresh. Farm fresh. All right. Now, looking down into the specifics here. There's a fair few trucks, hey. Even though it's a film track, like a soundtrack, there's still some healthy amount of tracks on there, and pretty healthy lengths as well. One that's only 2 minutes 22 there, but most of the other ones are over 3 minutes to 5 minutes, so that is interesting. Also, it doesn't look like there's any really, no rambling 10-minute, 20-minute, half-a-side tracks. So, is this the time when Pink Floyd started tightening up? Or is that just because of the needs of a film? Needing shorter tracks just between parts or something to link parts together. I don't know. We shall find out. Now, whoops. I just diminish the condition. I think they're like, nah, it's all good. Let's see with the pricings on this. Yeah, I did pay a little bit more as you would expect for this, but nothing exorbitant that you would if you found this, at a fair or in a retail shop. Particularly in this condition and that pressing being, yeah, it's okay. It's not UK, but at least early US, if not very, very early. And that was the $37.50 Australian plus the post. So we're just cracking over the 40. What's that, 40, 60, $40.68 or something. So just over the 40. Still in shrinky dink. So I'm looking forward to that because I think that's a really good buy, number one, and number two, to get that, yeah, and in that condition, hopefully should sound really good. It'll be a good experience. So I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, I've purposely not streamed this. Wanted a surprise of that. Alrighty, next up now, this one was one of the ones I've paid a fair bit for. Because I knew it was worth it, and it's hard to get. And this is a reissue. I believe it's probably the 80s sort of reissue. Maybe later, maybe 90s. My bad. And this is one by a very well-known keyboard player, organist. Probably not so much a well-known record as such, LP. Bit earlier than when he really rose to bigger fame. I think we're hitting about 1970 here, but that's a sweet spot for me, and especially on a sweet label, and that is a Johnny Hammond Smith with A Black Feeling! Exclamation mark. Yeah, so this is on the Jazz Groove Prestige Collection series that I've got a fair few of now, and they're nicely done. Just trying to see if that's still in Shrinky. I think it's still in the original Shrinky opened. So again, I'll have to salvage these hype stickers when I take it off. But yeah, and these were made, I believe, for the Japanese market. I think they were pressed in US, manufactured, packaged, but I believe marketed for the Japanese market in the 90s. Yeah, you can see the nice Prestige label, the nice old school one there. Let's crack on in carefully because I did pay a fair whack for this one. Yeah, the vinyl's not 180 G's, so it's pretty sturdy there. It's pretty yeah, minty fresh there as well, which is what you want if you're going to pay for it. Reproduction back here, which is very good. We can see there the notes from February 1970. So yeah, this will be a 1970 original release. And personnel, you ask? Well, some usual suspects there from around the time of these Prestige late 60s, early 70s things. Here with Virgil Jones on trumpet, Rusty Bryant picking up some sax there. I'm not sure about Leon Johnson. Wally Richardson, I've seen a few times, and Jimmy Lewis, yes, on bass. But then again, look, bam, Mr. Bernard Purdy. Bernard Purdy. It's pretty good. Yeah, so 6 songs, 3 per side. Healthy lengths, stretching out a little bit, giving them that space and time, which is cute. Yeah, so this will be some nice cooking stuff on Prestige for 1970. And let's talk price, because this one, yeah, was a bit more of a hefty price, but it's pretty standard for this series reissue, even in second-hand state, but in this great condition. $53.64 Australian, so we're hitting about the 56, getting to 7. This is a bit more special, harder to get. I've never seen the original of this, and if I did, it's probably all beaten up anyway. So yes, love my Prestige, love my Johnny Hammond Smith. Believe it or not, I've still got a couple of his I want to get. At least one other one, I'm thinking. Definitely. But anyway, that's a story for another day. Let's kick on. This next one I got, it's a little bit of a, well, maybe not so much gamble. I don't think I've streamed this. It's got a good reputation in Japan because there's a Japanese pressing. I didn't have any vinyl envy, but I thought, well, my man Danny got a copy of this, pretty inexpensive. So I saw one pretty expensive, great condition. And I thought, well, I'm going to give this a crack for that a price there. And yeah, that is Watanabe Kasumi, sorry, Watanabe. It's called Killen or Keelan. It's on the Better Days label. Yeah, and I didn't pay a. Sorry, yeah, Kazumi Watanabe, not Watanabe Kazumi. The other way around. Yeah, and look, I didn't pay a hell of a lot for this, but it is in great condition here. $8.79 Australian plus the post. So we're hitting up about the $11, $12 mark only for some 1979, I believe, Jazz Fusion. And yeah, I believe this was sold a lot in Japan. So I may have mentioned / reviewed this one in another video, but it wasn't for me. So we have seen these, you see, crack and shiny thing there on a label I've never heard of, Better Days. We got the insert here. Oh, and that's a booklet insert. Okay. There we go. Picture insert. This is cool. That's very nice. Very cool there. Some liner notes and stuff. Oh, there we go. So we've got the front cover to mimic the lettering there. That's really cool. Yeah, and look at that cover. It looks pretty damn minty fresh. I don't think this one is in shrink, but it doesn't need to because, yeah, it's looking pretty damn nice. So, yeah, you know, good to try something a bit different. You know, it is pretty late in the piece, 79, but, you know, I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm sure the production is going to be impeccable for a Japanese jazz fusion thing in the late 70s. I have no doubt. Yeah, I just sure it's some really specky, super tight Japanese jazz fusion, sort of probably mimicking the American later 70s stuff. But we'll see. We'll see. Let's go have a look there. If there's anything to do with anybody else on there. Oh, getting some ARPs and stuff. Also getting some nice analog synths. I like analog synths, so that should be good. Hopefully a good sign. Is that Mikio Masuda? I think that's well known. Yeah, keyboard player. He's got his own LPs. Is he the one who has it's like Green Caterpillar or something? Maybe that's him. Might be a similar name. Yeah. Anyway, Watanabe on guitars there. You've got some Rhodes and synths and stuff. That's gonna be cool. But even a horn section. So yeah, that should help out. Yeah. Anyway, so I bundled that in because it's quite inexpensive, and I'm sure I'm going to get some value out of that, and especially for the good condition. I've just grabbed the next one, which is probably in a similar vein, maybe. I'm going to guess. This one comes from 1977. So 2 years early. It is an American thing here, US. And I believe this is from a US guitarist here. I don't have any of this guy's solo work. I'm going to figure this probably is going to be the only one I buy. And the reason I bought this is the first in a series of like by a label as such, or really a subsidiary. So I'll talk about it in a minute, and that is Steve Kahn with a Tightrope. And it's got a similar aesthetic as some of his other LPs. I'm going to assume it's the same visual artist who made the covers, because yeah, I think there's that theme across his work. But the thing is, this is the first release on Bob James's Columbia CBS subsidiary Tappan Zee Records that he launched after leaving CTI. He was sort of going this way anyway, in the sort of getting to the mid to 76 CTI stuff, mid 70s, sorry, to 76, and then broke out with the Tappan Zee label thing that he was, I suppose, I don't know if he's in control of or whatever, but he certainly had a ton of influence and produced stuff and played on stuff. Interestingly enough, this was the first, I'm pretty sure, released. I think Bob James's own LP, a solo LP on this label, came next. But yeah, so Steve, he gets the kudos here for being the first on that label. We're not seeing that on here as such because being a Japanese pressing, they put it under CBS Sony here, although Tappan Zee is mentioned somewhere else where you can see the 77 right there. Yeah, so yeah, with the Japanese sort of CBS Sony labeling there. Just gonna put it down here for a second. Yeah, minty freshness burst there. Like Norska Freshener, straight from the fjord. Okay, so we got Japanese insert. Oh, if you want to play along with some punk funk and some, maybe they're the main riffs. I don't know. Yeah, if you're that keen. There is Mr. Khan with his guitar. And look, this is, I will say, a bit different to some later Tappan Zee releases. It doesn't have that same gatefold spread aesthetic. And I might be wrong, but my understanding is that even this Japanese issue, I believe that the US one anyway was the same. It was not gatefold, single sleeve, yeah, looking like this. Anyway, so I don't think I'm missing out on anything here having the Japanese, and I don't think they'd established that later Tappan Zee layout aesthetic that they had, and you know, with the photography, the sort of macro photography and stuff. So there we can see the Tappan Zee logo right about there. Okay, so they do sneak it in there, but they just sneak the Sony one, CBS Sony there too. I have not listened to this. I don't think I did. I might have some time ago, ages ago. But when I went to buy this time, I went, I'm just going to get it to sort of, because it's Tappan Zee in first one, and Bob James is all over this, from my understanding. You can see there is the producer. There you go. But we've got some other usual suspects, especially around this time of jazz fusion post 75. People like Will Lee, Steve Gadd, Ralph McDonald, Michael Brecker Brothers, okay, even Don Grolnick. So yeah, these are the sort of usual suspects of the time. I don't know, we get some others come in here. We got the same. Oh yeah, Dave Sanborn. So is that, yeah, Randy Brecker as well as Mike Brecker there, which is no surprise. Yeah, David Spinoza on another guitar. Yeah, so if you know what I mean, you know that these are the people you would probably expect to see, and you'd almost be like, well, where are they if they're not there? In one way, and you see they're turning up again and again and again on each subsequent track here. Yeah, might make it also consistent. I don't know. It depends on, I believe these are mostly Steve Kahn penned tunes. I'm pretty sure. Anyway, not sure about the cover. I'm not a big fan of that style of the artwork, but hey, it's his thing. Price, you say? Get onto the price, Doyle. All right. It's very inexpensive at $5.20 Australian plus the post. So we're looking at $8.38 or something ridiculously cheap for that in awesome condition. Yeah, there's a little bit of I don't know if that's aging anyway, or that's just the artwork. Not a bit of aging, but slightly. But it's looking pretty schmicky anyway. All right, cracking along. This is an LP I've had on my mid list for a while. I think I've gone to buy this a couple of times and something's happened. It might have been where once I had a whole box of records go missing in America in the post. I had to rebuy some. I got refunded. So I thought I'd had this over time, but I didn't. From a great saxophonist, particularly known for his 60s work. Yeah, and it's been a while since I listened to this. So I'm looking forward, because I streamed it, and so I'm looking forward to listening to this and finally getting a copy of this, even though I believe this is a Japanese pressing, which I'm okay with, and that is the Charles Lloyd Quartet with, of course. See? Yeah. And this, I believe, is like a 1966 thing. But nicely enough, it's in stereo. So that's good to know. I'm sure there would have been a mono pressing that time, still at 66. On the nice CBS Japanese orange label. I think we showed one of those before, didn't we? Yeah, so let's do the do here. Nice rock solid. Oh, that's a solid thing. Faux show. Shiny. Yeah, right down behind me there. Super nice. Yeah, look, there's some age in the back, but interesting enough, this is like actually printed. One of these sort of like, and they do call it flip back or whatever. That covers old school. So that yellowing is the only thing. All right, yellowing, browning, sort of aging on there. That's not actual staining. I don't believe. I think that's just, yeah, a bit of aging, and I'm okay with that because it's still pretty damn rock solid. A little bit of a crease there, or is that in the? Oh, there's a bit of creasing there. I don't think it's, yeah, but still, it's a thinnish cover. But the interesting thing, as I was going to say, is that the Japanese print and liner notes are actually part of the package. That's not an insert. So maybe this predates that practice, perhaps, because, I mean, if you're looking here for the track list and you're not Japanese and can't speak, it's like, lucky enough, though, fortunate enough, you can see there, it still lists the English translations and numbers. So that's a good thing for as non-Japanese collectors. So I can still see which tracks are which is superb. Yeah, I'm just going to come down here and see if there's any other cluey things down here. I'm pretty sure, oh yeah, there we go. So that's in copyright 66. So I'm pretty sure this is a 66 pressing Japanese issue. And by the way, yeah, sorry, I forgot to mention, I said saxophonist, but also he's playing flautist, playing flute. And lovely price. Well, I'm pretty sure this wasn't too crazy. A little bit more than some of the others, but well worth it at $20.45 Australian with the $3 something on. So we can bet the $23.50-ish there, which I'm happy with with such a nice copy. I'm sure it will sound fantastic as these Japanese issues usually do. All right, cracking along now. This one again has been on my not high list for a while, but trying to get some funky stuff again to stretch out from the 70s. I'm not a fan of everything this artist does, to be honest. I kind of prefer his work in smaller doses rather than whole LPs. But don't get me wrong, it doesn't mean his stuff's not good. It's just my preference or taste. But he does have some really cool songs, always with a bluesy edge, plenty of guitar, and I believe this is an OG US pressing, which I was surprised to see in the Japanese market. And that is Johnny Guitar Watson with Ain't That a Bitch. Yeah, look, the cover, I mean, okay. The content of the cover is, aged. Yeah, I don't know if you'd get away with that these days. Yeah, even some of the commercial hip hop artists, R&B hip hop, wouldn't probably get away with that these days as well. But hey, just take it with a grain of salt, people. It's a play on words, la la. But anyway, Johnny Guitar Watson. Now, this is the one from 1976, I believe. So I've got one or two of his, because I'm quite selective about his work. But one of the main reasons I got this is because it is the track Superman Lover, which is quite well known. And I think that I want to ta-ta you, baby. He wants to ta-ta you, baby. Is that a quaver? Ta-ta? Anyway. Yeah, and then it's got Ain't That a Bitch. But, yeah, look, it's a bit of fun. You just got to take, it's a bit tongue-in-cheek. Yes, there's some misogynistic, sexist, I was going to say undertones, but they're pretty much overtones, I'd say. But look, it is the 70s. He is a man, spelled M-A-N. Yeah, and you can see there. This was a DJM record, I believe. Same distributed by Amherst. Is the DJM? Yeah, here we go. DJM Records there, and yeah, I find this interesting. This is my apologies to Freddie, my guitar, for forgetting to bring him to the photo session. Ain't that a bitch? Anyway, I'm wondering if there's anything inside of this one. I don't know if there would be. I don't know if there's any need to be. Oh no, nothing inside that one. That's enough liner notes for Mr. Guitar Watson. But yeah, funky bluesy stuff, a bit soulful and stuff. It's kind of fun, and you got to take it with a grain of salt. His intentions and his content. Yeah, that's why he's kind of got that bluesy thing he throws in, even with some of the themes and lyric content. Anyway, let's crack on to the pricings of this baby. And again, this is very inexpensive, so it was a double bargain in that way. To be able to get something that's not totally high on my list at a decent price and really good copy, $11.48 Australian, mate. So we're looking at the like $14, around 50 to 60, under the 15 all up, posted. I think everything's very good plus condition. Vinyl and this, except for it's just got this one little bit of wear, but I'm not gonna cry over that. A bit of wear, it's just a bitch. A little bit there. Slightly the smallest cut corner in the history of cut corners as well. Alright, cracking along. This one, now This one, I already have a copy of this. I do own this. I actually own exactly the same reissue. I bought last year, maybe a year before. Why am I buying another copy? Well, the one I got, although it looks brilliant, was heavily warped, unplayable. A bit like the Don Walker one I showed earlier. But I wanted to get another copy, and it was quite inexpensive, so I thought I'll buy it again because I did get refunded on the other one as well. It wasn't from Record City. This is from the 70s. This is the Voices of East Harlem with Can You Feel It? Funky, soulful stuff here. Really cool. LP from early 70s, maybe. I'm going to guess 73 or 4 off the top of my head. This is on Just Sunshine. As you can see there, I'm just going to get that out carefully. I haven't obviously played this because I just got it out. I just hope it is not warped. But what are the chances? Look at that. It's schmickety schmick. It is a reissue from the, I believe, the mid-90s. I believe. Yeah, so I just hope that other one again was just an oddity, or the way it was treated or stored. Mostly a vocal group, these people. That's why they're called the Voices of East Harlem. And I do believe Leroy Hudson from Curtin has a lot to do with this one. There we go. Curtin Studios, engineered at Curtin Studios. There we go. And Leroy Hudson, who was on Curtin and worked with Curtis Mayfield and stuff, is the arranger. There we go. I'm not sure there's anybody else, like maybe Richard Tufo might be on this somewhere. Can't see his name yet. Oh, got some fine prints down the bottom. Okay, so yeah, this is see there. Tokyo, yeah, 1994 Blues Interactions. It's a reissue. But look at the Just Sunshine there. And yeah, I don't know if it's got the original year on there. But I'm pretty sure it's like 73 or 74. Yeah, so this is really nice, and hopefully this one is not terribly warped or anything. So here's the Voices of East Harlem with Can You Feel It? And I've just put a bit of a weight on because I was just slightly sponging it, but because I rarely do this. But I thought I would just play it. So here we go. Because yeah, put the needle on the record. Pretty good. Well, that's very nice. So I'm on a winner. Side two's fine as well. It's a slight little bit of a bow in it, but nothing, not much at all. So, woohoo! And the good news is then, I suppose, this cover's not. It's got a little bit of, see there. I don't know if you can see in the light there. There's a bit of some sort of stain. It's not on the plastic. So it might be that if the other cover got better, I'll do a swapsies and have a really nice cover with a really, hopefully, nice and flat LP. Oh, while you stare at the excited faces, I will tell you the exciting prices of this cool LP, even though it's a reissue. And that is $17.76 Australian, plus the 3 something. So we're really looking at like 21 bucks all up for a very nice reissue. As I said, the vinyl looks schmickety schmick. Just needs to not be warped. So yeah, some funky soul. Quality stuff. Great voices, as you can imagine and only hope for. I can definitely feel it. And lastly, I don't want this to be an anticlimax, but this too is an LP I've already got. Look, there's nothing technically wrong with my other copy I've got. The other one I've got is a US pressing. The main thing is I wanted just a slightly better pressing, and the cover on my other one has some wear on the inner gatefold. It's gatefold. So this is gatefold as well. It's just I believe this is a Japanese pressing of this CTI record, but basically at the same time, 77 or 78, around there. And that is Art Farmer, Something You Got, but it is with Yusef Lateef and Dave Matthews' big band. Now, Dave Matthews, by this time, I'm not a big fan of, but this is okay because it's Art Farmer as the main focus here, and Yusef Lateef, who is super cool as well. And it is CTI. It's just a Japanese version. If I turn around here, you can see he's looking both ways. So, what's that? 6 songs. Very nice. Going down here, I don't know if it says much, just made in Japan, la 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 la. So let's crack open the gate. Open up the gate here. Nice and solid again. Cardboard, that's rock solid. Nice spread inside with Yusef Lateef having a chat. Chinwag, a yarn with Mr. Farmer. Maybe they're talking about farming by the way he's dressed. Yeah, but my other one, I'm sure it's got like ring sort of wear or damage. There's some damage in here and stuff. It's a little bit off. This one's schmickety schmick. So you can see how great condition this is in, and yeah, really, really nice cardboard. In fact, I think this cardboard is better, it's more solid than the US pressing one I've got. It's like, look, that's near mint pretty much the whole way through, eh? And again, I didn't pay a lot for this at all, just to get the a little bit of an upgrade here as a replacement. $5.20 Australian plus $3. I mean, come on, it's like $8.38. Damn, that's cheap. Inexpensive. I mean, there's, you know, inexpensive for quality, and that is quality. You know, yeah, you could board up a house, a hole in a house with that for the winter, and you'd be fine. And that's empty box time. And yeah, so it's time to get out of here and catalog these babies and enjoy them. Thanks for bearing with me again for this massive unboxing, and I'll check you again. Ta-ra.